What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode. Send out 199. Are you out of your mind? How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Just trying to survive this chill freeze weather we got. It's about like 4 degrees, 6 degrees outside. So supposed to warm up tomorrow in the 20s. So I'm excited about that. How's everything on your end?
Good, man. We actually got some snow down here, about a quarter inch. Shut down the whole town.
Oh, nice.
No school for the kids today. So yeah, just same, surviving the cold. Looking for warmer weather next week.
Oh yeah, man. It seems like a lot of people got snow that never got snow in like years. I
Yeah.
saw like Texas got snow.
You see
Man,
the pictures from New Orleans?
oh yeah. Like they don't know what's going on down there. They're like, what is this snow? I saw people doing that's the first time they got snow, they put like snow with like alcohol in it and took a sip, and
Jeez,
it was just like, all right,
that's
you guys are
funny.
getting out of hand right now. I know TikTok was banned, and got nothing else to do, but come on,
Bringing it
guys.
back in.
Yep. I mean, let's get right into it, man. We had NFL give us a nice few games this weekend. We previously had the Bills. They beat the Ravens. That was probably the game of the week. Figure on paper it was the game of the week.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the Ravens they couldn't. They march it downfield. Your boy Andrews drops the ball in the end zone to tie it for two. I know a lot of people was hurting, man.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a weird game because the Bills got off to a pretty good lead. The Ravens did what they did last year and they kind of abandoned the run, but they came out in the second half and really stuck to it and got Henry going, got right back in the game. But then they went away from Henry on that last drive again, and I get it. He's not really a passing down guy, but it's easy to second guess because Andrews was wide open and should have caught that ball. But like I was thinking, get Henry in there and
Yeah,
do a
get him.
little option play.
Yeah, punt.
Right?
That's what I thought it was going to be, and either the option to him or Lamar, or
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
one of them gonna run it. But
Yep.
I mean, Andrews wide open, but he kind of
Yeah.
stumbled. But I mean, it's bad weather, snow, something like that. I think that's when you should run the ball,
Yep.
just because the weather's so bad that you don't want the weather to be a factor. So it's back to the drawing board for the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they, necessarily need to change, but like, I mean, I guess, I think them not having Zay Flowers kind of made them a little one-dimensional.
Mhm.
But other than that, I think they're in a decent spot. Lamar played really well. I thought I mean, obviously the turnovers killed him. A couple bad a couple bad INTs for Lamar, or a fumble and INT, and then the Andrews fumble obviously was not good. But I mean, other than that, I thought for the most part they played pretty well for the 3 quarters of the year, the back half of the year there.
Yeah, they definitely did. It's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here. This team doesn't really have much flaws.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, they could upgrade at receiver.
right.
Probably like a big body receiver, maybe a T. Higgins type player. Uh,
Yeah,
but the thing is, I don't know if Cincinnati's gonna let him go.
right.
But everything else, I mean, you got to just run it back.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
but I think it is going to be hard though. They do have some players that are going to be free agents that they're going to need to figure out,
Hmm.
how to make everything work. But I mean, with Lamar at your quarterback, I mean, that's going to be the easiest thing you don't have to worry about. So,
Yeah.
and then in the other games, we had the Chiefs. They beat the Texans. This game was a lot closer than I thought it would be because the people were saying the Kansas City refs.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of suspect calls that the Chiefs got. But I mean, I'm proud of the Texans, man. Despite all the major injuries they had, they fought their butts off
They
to be
did.
in the game. It kind of looked like it was going to get ugly early on, but it wasn't. So,
When the kickoff went for like, almost a full return, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a
yep,
short game.
yep. But they stuck it out, woke up early, got right back in it.
They did.
They're gonna be an interesting team, man. I mean, they pretty much got a bunch of young pieces, but unfortunately for all the injuries, it was just hard for them to stay in it, man.
Yeah, I think I thought CJ Stroud looked good. I don't know what kind of year that Mixon has left in him. I mean, every time I count Mixon out, though, he has a big year. But he definitely wore down towards the end. The defense I thought played pretty good against Kansas City. Will Anderson's a beast, but yeah, I think if you get maybe you get Tank Dell back next year. Maybe I don't know what they do with Diggs because he's going to become maybe getting him on another 1 year deal or something like that. I think they should have the pieces to contend again.
Yeah,
But they need to make that next step now.
yeah, it's interesting to see where they go from here. Obviously, they can go get some more depth. Maybe get a running back in the draft to help Mixon out.
Yeah,
Get another receiver in the draft. Because I don't think Tank's pretty much not going to come back to like the second half of the year.
yeah,
And then you got I mean, that defense is that defense. I mean,
yeah,
your boy, he was one of the coaches of that 49ers defense. So I mean, they know how to put together a defense. So I mean, I think that's going to be the easy part for them. Maybe get a tight end. I would like to see him get a tight end.
yeah.
I think that's one of their weak areas. But I mean, they're a good team, man. I mean, I told you it was over for your boy Lawrence once CJ got there, man.
You did.
They are not it, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how things pan out for them, man.
Yeah,
Then we had the Eagles versus the Rams. I mean, this game was I thought it was gonna be a high scoring game. Started off early. Well, I think both teams scored early, but then weather kicked in, and then it was pretty much looked like the Eagles was gonna run away with it, but then the Rams fought back, man. But the Eagles were able to hold them off, man. I want to thank the Giants organization for handing Saquon Barkley over to the Eagles, and he should have broke that record, man. That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, again, I don't think that was what was important. I think now they're where it's important, right? And yeah, I really thought that the Rams were going to come back and win that game. Everything started trending that way. A couple I would say bad decisions in play calling on that Eagles drive that gave the ball back, and then yeah, Jalen Carter kind of saved their bacon
Yep,
with
he's
that
a beast,
sack on
man.
3rd and 2. Yeah, he's huge.
I
Uh,
can't believe he slipped that to like the end of the first round. That's crazy.
I know. So yeah, I mean, kudos to that team for staying tough, and Saquon was obviously awesome again. And now they're gonna have a tough one with the Commanders.
Oh
We'll have
yeah,
to
man.
see what happens, but yeah, this should be another good game.
Yeah, man. It definitely be tough. They split during the season, but I mean, ultimately, I mean, that's one of the I ain't gonna lie. The Eagles, they pretty much are pretty much great at every position.
Yeah,
The only position I hate to say is that they can get better as quarterback. So I mean, unfortunately, this can't be a shootout type of game with Hurts. So we're gonna have to wait and see how it goes, man.
yep.
And then on the other side, we have the Commanders versus the Lions. I mean, we thought this was going to be a high scoring game just because both teams do not go for it on fourth down. I mean, do not punt the ball on fourth down. They
They
go
do
for it,
not.
and it looks like both these teams pretty much did that. They were confident in their offense that they can put up some points, and unfortunately, the Commanders came out on top. Man, they were able to get 3 turnovers on the Lions. I mean, the Lions had so many injuries. I mean, they were showing some of the injuries they had.
Yeah,
They had like 20-something players on IR, 18 starters go out. It was just a lot. But I mean, unfortunately, you can't let that be the narrative on why you lost the game. The
yep.
fact that Goff turned over the ball 3 times definitely hurt them. I was surprised that Montgomery was out there, but you could kind of tell he wasn't fully himself.
No,
Only had about 25 yards rushing, but man, I did not remember. I do not remember Jameer Gibbs running like this in Alabama, man.
he was awesome. He's so freaking good. Like he makes so many people miss, and when he's in space, he's so fast. Like like you say, he took over most of the fact they even had Montgomery in there was like, I would have just given him another week, but
Yeah.
because Gibbs was just feeling it, and he wasn't even barely getting touched by the Commanders defense. So,
No,
but
Gibbs was on. He was looking like the second coming of Chris Henry out there, man. The way he
I
was moving.
know. Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Chris Johnson. My fault.
Yeah,
I don't know who I combined right there. I
Chris
was
Johnson,
thinking
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry. Yeah, because they was both on the same team. That's why I don't know why,
Yeah.
but still,
But
man.
yeah, like you said, a couple of mistakes, especially in the red zone there with the 2 interceptions in the red zone and a fumble.
Yeah,
That was basically the ball game for them. And I mean, kudos to the Commanders defense for coming up big when they needed to. But yeah, you don't turn those balls over there, and it's a different game.
yeah. It's crazy that Dan Quinn. I mean, Dan Quinn. He's a defensive guy. I mean, he's got that defense playing great. Unfortunately, the Cowboys missed out. They let him go. So I mean, another mistake. But hey, I mean, I think he kind of was ready to move on though.
Hmm.
He had to shake off some of that Atlanta Falcon rust.
Yeah,
People were giving him because of the failures there. But still, man,
yeah,
he's doing a great job over there. They got their quarterback. I ain't gonna lie, I love seeing Magic after the games, chop it up with the players. I
yeah.
mean, this guy's got like 35 rings, man. As a GM, this is crazy. But I mean, they're doing the right thing, man. They got their quarterback.
Hmm.
I think if they were to go out this week, obviously, I mean, you still got to look on the positives. You got the rookie of the year, and quarterback took you to the conference finals, well, your championship finals, but what NFL calls it. Um, and then probably get another receiver, probably get another running back. I think they make a push for T. Higgins if he becomes available. I think that would help them a lot.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like defensively, you just pick up more help. I mean, they did that in the offseason. I mean, during the season when they got your boy from the Saints.
Yep.
Um, but I mean, is you improve the offensive line. The only thing is a running back, but running back and another receiver. But they're pretty much they're sitting good, man. They're gonna be a tough team to beat.
They are.
Um, in the NFC. So and then we got the conference championship games. We got the Eagles versus the Commanders. I don't know, man. Part of me wants to roll with the Commanders, man. Who you like in this one, man?
I'm going Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels has been that good. Like he was putting balls, dropping it in buckets and against Detroit. I know Detroit's defense is beat up, but Quinyon Mitchell, he may or may not play for Philly, which would be a big loss for their secondary.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts isn't himself. I think he's beat up again.
Hmm.
Uh, and not, I think they could probably run the ball with Saquon. But I think it's Washington in a like a 34-31 type game.
Yeah, I think if Washington gets up early, it's going to be a long day for Philly. Um,
Yeah.
so Philly's going to need to off the rip dominate the time of possession, run the ball as much as possible down the Commander's throat. But
Hmm.
but I feel like Commander's going to come out, win the coin toss, run up and score quick, and then now it's going to be Philly in the hole pretty much the
Yeah.
whole game, man.
Yeah. Philly's been
And
known
then
to start slow too. So
yeah, for Jaden Daniels to be about someone was telling me he's about a buck 25 looking out there on the field and doing what
he
he's
does
doing,
look
man.
he does look thin.
Yeah, I mean he's fearless, man. But I mean, this just goes to the testament of his college career, playing at LSU and prior to that to Arizona State,
Hmm.
where he was with Herm, he was with your boy Herm for 2 years. So
Hmm.
I'm sure he's picked up a lot, and then going to LSU and beating the Joe Burrow narrative. Man, I just can't
I
wait
know.
for my Giants to get Arch, man. So we can compete, man. We're gonna need him,
Oh
man.
man.
And then we got the Bills versus the Chiefs. I hate to say it, but I think the Chiefs are gonna win this one, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times we got to learn our lesson on this one.
Yeah,
You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes until he gives you a reason to, and He hasn't really given me a reason to yet, and I don't think this is any different. I think, and this is just me, I think the Bills are going to come out a little overzealous because they want this so bad, and I think that's when you create turnovers. So I think the Chiefs get an early turnover, get an early lead, and their defense locks down Josh Allen from there.
Yeah, man. Somehow, someway, the Chiefs score. They lose a bunch of pieces and they replace those pieces.
Yep.
I think this kind of helped them this year for them to get Kareem Hunt as a backup quarterback, running back. Now the load is not all on Pacheco.
Hmm.
The other guys have stepped up. Those tight ends, Gray and Watson. I don't know where they came from, but I mean, they're always wide open because
I
somehow
know.
Kelsey's getting double teamed, and then somehow Kelsey's open because he's not running real routes. But it's gonna be interesting, man. Your boy Spags is out there,
Yep.
coaching his ass off on defense. Former Giants defensive coordinator, and then that updated NASCAR is doing great, man. So
Yeah.
it's, they're gonna be hard to beat, man. It's like a chess match with them. So
It is. It sure is.
then it might be Chiefs Commanders, man.
It,
Who would have thought?
that would be something. That would be quite the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, I think most people thought it would probably be the Chiefs Eagles, but then it's gonna be fun to watch, man. If Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels gets them in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be fun to watch.
it will be. I agree.
Then we got the NFL coach openings. The Jets, man, they went out there, they found their head coach. They went out there, they got Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions. He was also a former player of the Jets. How you feeling, man?
Of the options they were looking at, he was probably my favorite. Again, the concern here is they go defensive on the head coach. There I would say that's not been their problem. The defense in the past 10 to 12 years, their offense has been atrocious. So I think it for me depends on what they get for an offensive coordinator and what their plan is at quarterback. But I mean, as far as like I said, as far as candidates go, he's a Parcells disciple, which is
Yep.
good, and guys seem to run through the wall for him. So there's that. But I mean, people said the same thing about Salah. So again,
Hmm.
I got to see it in play. I think the difference is, the Jets have over the past few years been exposed as just a terrible place to go. He still wanted the job and was excited, like that was the number one spot he wanted to go. So I think that says something about him. So we'll see. Like I said, I like it conditionally.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who he gets as a coordinator and then the quarterback situation. So,
Yeah,
I mean, despite getting the head coach, the job's still not done. So, um,
exactly.
that's gonna be the tell all for me. What's gonna happen as far as him being able to succeed as the Jets quarterback. So,
Yeah,
but I'm definitely looking forward to it, man.
for sure.
And then we have the Patriots. They went out there. They got your guy. We kind of thought this was gonna happen. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like this is also tampering. I don't know, collusion or something, man. I don't like they gave Mayo the job for a year, and then but you kind of knew everybody was in agreement that this was his bye year as far as them picking their quarterback and figuring out some things, but it seems like they just trying to get right back into it, man.
Yep. Yeah. We said Variable was the guy from the beginning. Probably should have been the guy last year, but
Hmm.
whatever. It is what it is. It happened. So yeah, it's probably a good hire there. He's probably one of the few guys that'll not take any crap from Jonathan Kraft. So yeah, I think he'll be good for that franchise for sure.
I mean, he knows what to do with an up and coming quarterback or a quarterback. I mean, he was winning the division with Ryan Tannehill. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
he's definitely knows how to coach. The question is how fast and how good can they be? Because they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
And then the Bears, they went out there, they get Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Lions. I mean, Lions pretty much had two of the top guys that were coveted as far as offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or potential head coaching jobs.
Yep.
I like this fit for the Lions. Hopefully, the Lions curse isn't true, and they're able to put some other things together, man. Because it seems like I think he's like the first. I won't say the first offensive coordinator, but the offensive direction the Lions ever went in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, they had John Fox. He was there. He was an offensive guy, I guess. But yeah, I think this is the first kind of, I think, big hire for the Bears, and it sounds like he wanted to go there last year, but again, the job never opened.
Yeah.
He really likes Caleb Williams, so and he says all the right things, and he's ready for the job, and I think he had a pretty good quote. It was like, it's either the best day of your life or the worst day of your life when you look back. So he's got some work. He's got his work cut out for him there. He's got a tough ownership group, and the roster needs some help, but he's got the quarterback, and I think you can figure everything else out from there.
Oh yeah, I mean they got the quarterback. They got DJ Moore, who was a top receiver the previous year, but somehow they couldn't give him the ball this year. Their running back situation is a little iffy, so I'm interested to see how that plays out. A lot of people thought that Johnson was going to take over, but then they brought in Swift and a few other guys. Cole Kmet, the tight end, he's not bad. I mean, he had a great year the previous year. I think he was in the top 5 as far as receiving for tight end. No, he had a decent year this year. Defensively, I mean, they got some guys in that defense that can go. So I'm interested to see how they put together he puts together the rest of his coaching staff, and then the other improvements they try to make. I know Keenan Allen's going to be a free agent, but I don't think you really need him because you got a Doomsday, and then you probably should go out and get another young wide receiver. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, man, because they're going to be in a tough division too. So.
Oh, for sure.
And then we still got some other coaching spots that are looking to fill up. The Titans, Raiders, Jags. Nobody wants that job. The Saints. And then we're gonna have to start thinking about free agency, man. Bunch of free agents out there. Unfortunately, I don't think the Giants need anybody yet because we got a tank for Arch. But who would you like to see your team go out there and try to get, man?
I mean, Jets need help on the line and secondary, and potentially another receiver, depending on what Devontae does. But yeah, I mean, I think look at T. Higgins. I haven't really checked the free agency yet, but yeah, you're gonna need help in the secondary and on the O line, and quarterback, obviously. But I don't know what to do there. So
yeah, let's try to steal Ronnie Stanley from the Ravens, or Chris Godwin, the receiver out there.
Yeah, I mean those are. I mean, Ronnie Stanley would be awesome. Two guys with some injury history. So yeah, I got to look at it and see what looks good. But hopefully the new GM that comes in for the Jets has can figure that out.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how you guys shake things up. Because I mean, you guys could be right there with the Bills. The Bills are the only team in the division.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyreek Hill, because he was out of there, so
yeah.
That could be an option too. So.
Yep.
So it's definitely gonna be fun to watch, man.
For sure.
And then outside of that, I don't think there was anything else in the NFL. Mock drafts pretty much the same. That's about it.
Yeah. Mock draft season, Rich.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it, man. Trying to figure out how we're gonna get and then get a bunch of help. So, but on to the NBA. I mean, it's not really going on here too much. All-Star weekend's coming up. They're announcing some of the All-Star participants. Definitely not happy about it, but it is what it is. So top guys are just not entering the contest, which is the point of All-Star Weekend. But
Yeah,
I mean, somehow people, you're gonna definitely just check it out, but it's just not.
it's not the
It's
same.
yeah, it's not what it should be.
Right, I agree.
It's kind of the players' fault on this. So,
Hmm.
other than that, I'm interested in seeing this NBA trade deadline situation, which is February 6th. So teams have until February 6th to trade players. This Jimmy Butler fiasco is getting out of hand. Seems like they just suspended him for anything.
They just
Uh,
suspend him another 2 games.
yeah, but I mean, it looks like he'll probably go to Phoenix for Bradley Beal or something. But I still don't think this helps them get over the hump because the West is loaded, man. So
Yeah.
other than that, I'm interested to see if any other notable names get traded. I don't think Zion moves or anything like that, but I'm interested to see if Bi goes somewhere or
Hmm.
somebody else. So, and I think that's it for the NBA. And then speaking of free agency, MLB Dodgers are building a freaking super team.
Yeah.
Talk about not just running it back after you win. They're taking that to heart, and they are loading up.
Yeah.
I don't see how I don't see anybody beating them. Unfortunately, between their pitching is ridiculous.
Like you said, that they've kind of built up this super team now. But you still have to go out and play the games. You got to stay healthy. Uh, so anything can happen when you meet a hot team in the playoffs.
Yeah, that is true, man. So we gotta have to wait and see. But I definitely will be picking them as far as my team to win the 25 26 World Series parlay type of deal.
Yep.
Um, they are just gonna be it's gonna be interesting, man. Watching them, man.
Yeah. For
Especially
sure.
if Otani starts pitching, which he's supposed to be. Uh, I might pick him for MVP again, man.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, man. It's hey, it is what it is, man. That's
For
magic, and
sure.
that's magic again, man. So,
It is.
uh,
Magic doing its thing.
and then on to NHL. Not much here going on. Hockey's just going, man. Everybody's pretty much even.
I
Um,
know.
we got 14 teams in our hockey league. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who really is on my team that's playing good. I just know I'm winning. I'm in like fourth, fifth place, but it is what it is. I'm definitely looking forward to the playoffs to see how some of the parity matches out though.
Yeah. I probably start watching. Well, really getting into it towards the end of March, and then the playoffs are awesome.
But before that, we're gonna have March Madness right around the corner. Your boy Cooper Cup living up to the hype.
Hmm.
I mean, he's scored the most points as a Duke freshman at about 42, 45 the other night, dunking on people.
Hmm.
Just turned 18. I think he just turned 18. Let me check that real quick. Man, if he goes to the Thunder, I might have to get a Thunder jersey. I'm telling you now. I'll tell you that right now. I'm looking forward to. I like college basketball because you get to kind of scout for what your team needs prior to the draft. Uh, Even though the Knicks, I mean, we're not going to have any of the top picks anytime soon, but um, it's still good to see some of the guys fall that you can pick up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's good to see like some of the younger players that go and they go to some of these teams and these teams are building. You kind of like the Spurs. If the Spurs were to get Cooper Flag or even maybe one of the other guys for next year's draft, they're gonna be hard out in the future, man.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seems like the best way to build right now is the OKC way, where you just stock up on draft picks, load up on talent, and then I mean OKC has 31 draft picks like between
I
now and like
know.
the next 5 years.
Well, they
That's
can start,
crazy,
and
man.
that's why they can start moving stuff, moving picks, and getting players too.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing. Like I don't even know who's on that bench.
Yeah.
Like their team is like a bunch of young players that you really don't know. But I mean, they're doing their thing, man. They're first one of the top teams in NBA between them and Cleveland. Um, they had the playoff experience last year, so I'm interested to see how they do this year. I would say SGA gets the MVP this year.
Hmm.
People kind of thought he would get it last year, but I think this is his year, and
Yeah.
they still can get a top 5 pick. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see how things shake out for them. If they were, especially if somehow are able to finagle a top 5 pick this year and next year, it might be a wrap, man. I'm not gonna lie, it might be a wrap, man.
You're not gonna. They're just gonna win the championship every year.
Yeah, because man, if you're able to get like any of these top guys, like a Ace Bailey, or for this year, like a Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, or
Yeah.
Harper Jr., man, and then next year you're able to get like AJ or
Yeah.
um, it's just gonna be that's gonna be such loaded
Well,
talent.
they're gonna have to trade people because they're not gonna be able to they're gonna be able to pay all these guys.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Imagine you got Cooper Flag on your bench,
I
and
know.
you got to trade one of your starters away. Like that's not really a trade. That's like
Right.
there's
No,
not
I get it. I get you.
all you're doing is getting more draft picks, getting more like veteran help or solid players. It's just like
Hmm.
it's like they're in the process of being in an endless cycle of having a winning team. The way
Right.
they built this thing, man. And then as far as the nothing really in the WNBA. I know the women's league started the Unrivaled League. It's pretty much like a 3-on-3 league. Um, so they took some of the top WNBA players, uh, 6-player teams, 3-on-3, full court, 7-minute quarters. I think it's great for the women there. A lot of them are getting paid more. I think the minimum salary is like 250, or everybody gets 250, and
Yep.
then they get ownership. So they're down in Miami. I won't say COVID in out, but they had the bubble. They're pretty
Yeah.
much playing in the bubble type situation, all in one spot. Games pretty much I think every other day or three for the next week and a half or 2 weeks, and this will help them train and lead up into the WNBA season. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
I'm interested to see how this grows, man.
Yeah. For sure.
And then on to PGA. I mean, this week we got the Farmers, right?
Yep. Farmers in La Jolla. Torrey Pines.
Yep. The previous winner was it I can't even pronounce that dude's name, Pato or something like that, or Putnam.
Uh, who was it? I forget who won last week. It was at the oh, it was what's his, Sepp Straka.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know where he's from.
Big Sepp won. He's from Austria. He won. He won by 3 or 4 strokes over Jason Day. Yeah, PJ West down in Palm Beach. He took that home. Yeah, this week they're in the Farmers in La Jolla, Torrey Pines. This is a famous public course in down in the San Diego area. They're actually playing. They're going to play Genesis, which is normally played at Riviera, but is in the heart of Los Angeles. They're going to move that to Torrey Pines as well, I believe. So a lot of the pros, not a lot, but a handful of pros withdrew from the tournament. I don't know why they do this, but they don't like to play the same course twice. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. So yeah, they kicked that off today, and then yeah, like these are like some of my favorite courses. Like Torrey Pines to watch is awesome. Next week is the Amex at Pebble Beach, and then you go down to the Waste Management. So there's some real fun courses coming up here in the next few weeks. But yeah, you still have the number one, number two players in the world are out right now. So Scotty Scheffler's out with an injury to his hand from Christmas, making dinner, cutting his hand open, and then Xander Schauffele withdrew from this week, and he's got a rib injury he's had for a while now, and it's just not getting better. So not great for the sport right now.
Nope.
But yeah, hopefully it picks up because Masters is looming. I think once we're under 100 days, so actually we're under 90 days. So gotta get these guys healthy and ready to play.
Oh yeah. But I mean, Masters not till April 10th, something like that. So
Somewhere on there, yeah.
So I mean, it's an opportunity for some of the other guys to get a lot more experience in,
Yep,
get
for
some
sure.
get some wins under their belt. So when the Masters comes, they can be in a position to knock some of those guys who are kind of
Yep.
rusty coming back. So and then I think that's pretty much it for sports. I don't think there's anything else.
No, I think that's it.
And then it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right, so this week I got a Mongolian beef recipe.
Okay.
Again, healthier version. But so for this one, just start with some onions and peppers and mushrooms. Get those going on the grill or on the stove with a little bit of olive oil and some garlic, and get those nice and crisp. Pull them off, and then I took some top sirloin steak, sliced it really thin, hit it with some baking powder to kind of give it a little tenderization. Dried it off, and threw that in the pan. Cooked that up till it was brown on either side, and then put that to the side, and then made up a little sauce, low sodium soy sauce, had some ginger spice, had a little rice vinegar, and a little bit of brown sugar. Mix that
Okay.
together, put that in the pan, kind of let it thicken up a little bit. Then threw in the beef and the vegetables. And while
Hmm.
that was going, I had some angel hair protein pasta cooking. So
Okay.
then mix that in. So then let everything kind of mix together for about 10 minutes, and yeah, served it. Cut up some green onions, put them on top, and served it with a little bit of sriracha mayo and hoisin sauce.
I ain't gonna lie. It kind of sounds like a Mongolian, like beef and broccoli, but Mongolian beef
Yeah,
and like a fried rice type of
yeah,
ordeal.
yeah,
Definitely sounds good though, man.
yeah. It was real good. Heats up well too.
Yeah, I was about to say I know it does because I know that beef and broccoli eats up
You
well
know
too,
that
man.
combo.
Yep, too well. And then what'd you guys bring that down with?
All right, so I have to. Well, I'll do this week's beer review, and then I have a makeup. Did I do? Wait, I didn't do the makeup yet, did I?
Nah, you didn't do the makeup.
No. Okay. Okay. So for this week, I got a Treehouse beer. It's called Happy New Year 2025.
Okay.
Double IPA. I haven't done a Treehouse beer in a while. This is the first kind of newer one I've had. They released for the new year. They actually had a little fake ball drop and all that at the brewery, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that
But
sounds
grab
cool.
one of these cans. A little high on the ABV for me, for like just a drinker. But I thought the flavor was good. I thought the flavor was really good. It reminded me a lot of uh, Haze, which is their kind of one of their flagships, but a little, I'd say a little bit juicier, a little more citrusy, and it did have a little more of a malty taste to me, but overall, I thought it was, as always, excellent. Again, I think they brew a lot of these beers, and you can kind of taste the bases of, like where they're coming from, whether it's a haze, a green, Julius, whatever. And
Hmm.
then they kind of just add a little bit here or there to make it a little different. But overall, I'd probably give it an 8.2.
Oh, we back on the map, baby. That's
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. Above eights, man. That definitely sounds good, man.
yeah,
Definitely have to add that one to the list, man.
a good one.
And then what was the was that the makeup or was that
No, no. So the makeup was, I reviewed a beer a couple weeks ago, called Restitution from Speckled Pig, in Boston Spa. Initially wasn't a huge fan of it, and I don't know why. Maybe it was just a taste that day, because I had told you, its base is citra hops, and it's one of my favorites. So I was like, oh, I didn't like it. Well, I had the last one, and I let it sit out a little bit, like to get up, not to room temperature, probably around 50 degrees, and for some
mhm.
reason, man, it just hit a lot better. And it was flavorful. It was really good. Um,
That's interesting.
so Yeah, so apologies on my end, but that one probably would have cracked an 8 for me. So the restitution, I'll give it an 8.3.
Oh man, that's a big jump, man. That sounds like
Yeah.
the it sounds like restitution has to when it's like a wounded soldier type beer that
Yeah, I know.
it tastes it tastes better, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna definitely have to add that to the list now
Oh
since
yeah.
you
Riyadh.
came you came back on it. But I always feel like that happens, man. Sometimes you'll taste things will be great or it won't be too good, and then
Yeah.
somehow you'll get back into it, and uh, it was actually better than it was before, or worse than it was before.
Right.
So I always feel like you got to sit with something maybe 2 or 3 times to get a good feel for it. But it's always good to know, man.
Yep.
And then that's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then this week for the BRRs, I mean, we finished up some shows. We had Silo, they finished up their season. TV show on Apple. I mean, get the season is a good season, but it's a hateful season. So
Yeah.
what I mean by that is that it's what they give you is good, but it leaves you wanting a lot more, man.
Yep.
Some of the episodes were kind of they're not really slow, but they're slow because you kind of like want them to get to the meat and potatoes. So they pretty much kick off after Rachel's departure from the silo. Kind of shows you where she goes and what she's going through, and then this bounces between that and then what's going on at the previous silo she left, and then can't give up too much. I know you didn't see it.
Yeah.
The third season should be great, man, based off of what is going on. So I don't want to give anything away, but this might be one of, despite I know Tom likes Severance and I don't know what other shows on Apple. I think this might want to be. I think this might be one of Apple's best shows. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's one of Apple's best shows. That I guess that I like. I know some people don't like. I mean, Pursuit Innocence will come back. That should be good. Slow Horses I hear is good, but I haven't really got into it yet.
Okay.
I know the morning show is pretty much a top show on Apple. Yeah, so Ted Lasso. Yeah, so it's got to be. It's got to be in the top 5
Yeah.
Apple shows. So definitely good, man. Then checked out American Primeval on Amazon. It's a limited series, so pretty much a one and done. Has your boy from Friday Night Lights. I think he'll get nominated for this. Has that
You think so?
yeah, I think when people have that like that man on fire type of role,
Okay.
where he's like, helping out he's doing like he's doing stuff outside of his normal self
Hmm.
to help others. But it's not a bad show, man.
Okay.
Not a bad show. Definitely something you could watch. A little gory for some, if you're not into the gore because of the killing and stuff in there. But
Hmm.
it's kind of about a family that tries to make their way to the West in the United States.
Okay.
Early on, back in that day when the U.S. was expanding out to West, so all the settlers are moving out west. Not a bad show, man.
All right.
Definitely something you could check out. Like I said, it's a one and done type of situation. Definitely something you could check out when you get a chance. It's
Okay.
probably in the like a solid, maybe 6.7 somewhere around there.
Okay.
But it's crazy that the Mormons were out there killing people like that. So
I know.
still got the agency going through that. A lot of star power, like I said. I'm still on the ropes with the show, man.
Yeah.
Hasn't sold me yet. That and same thing for the Dexter Original Sin. Still not sold on it, man. Dexter Original Sin is entertaining because you kind of get to see the early stages of Dexter, his sister, and all the other characters.
Sure.
But it's okay. I'm interested to see how they transition to the newer Dexter show in the summer. But like I said, I hope they give us something different than the normal chasing the killer, serial killer, or something. Add a little something to it. So,
Hmm.
and then checked out The Pit. So they got like 3 episodes in so far.
I want to check that
Uh,
out.
it's on HBO Max. Good show. Pretty much is about some events that happened at a hospital. Uh, during one night. So all this is kind of the same night of everybody working at the hospital. A lot going on from what I hear. A lot of the people that work in the hospital, they love it. Has a lot of lingo when it comes to people working in the hospital, kind of what they do, their roles, and so forth. I kind of predict what's going to happen, but I'll let you see it and see if it happens to see
Okay.
if I was right. But it's not a bad show. Definitely can check it out when you get a chance. It's a weekly show, so
Okay.
you can either wait till it all
Let it build up a
puts
little
out.
bit.
Yeah, let it build out. But right now it's 3 episodes, so you can probably get a good grasp of it
Okay.
shortly. Still got some other shows on the radar. The Jackal heard was good. And then the Mayfair Witches I still want to give a chance. And then Missing You I still want to check out. They didn't get a chance to watch it yet. So
Okay.
then they got the upcoming shows. Severance is back, but I'm gonna wait for a few episodes for that to build up.
Mhm.
White Lotus is February 16th. Then we got Yellow Jackets February 16th. Hate that show, but somehow I got to finish it off.
I know.
See what madness they're gonna put us through again.
Talk about your
Um,
all-time like nothing happens show.
yeah,
Like,
it makes no sense.
yeah.
Then we got Daredevil in March. They got The Night Agent that comes back actually tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow the 23rd. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope they just give us all the whole season. We ain't gotta wait like another 2 weeks for half the season or some nonsense. We can
Mhm.
Netflix is going up in price if you haven't heard.
I did hear that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much they're going to, but hey, they're trying to keep it. They're trying to keep up with the times, man. So,
Yep.
other than that, I mean, wasn't really much else, man. I don't know if you saw this, the Baldani lawsuit against Blake Lively, for that movie.
It ends with us.
Plus, yeah, apparently, they Blake Lively didn't like the way things were being shot and changed some things. And the director kind of went along with it because he felt pressured. I think he's suing for like 300 million. So it, it's
Dang.
interesting. Apparently she tried to, I don't know if it's true, but they're trying to say that she was threatened with or he was threatened by what you call it, her saying that they said she used a Game of Thrones reference and implying that her connections were kind of like her dragons, and pretty
Mhm.
much he's about to burn if he tries to change stuff or not follow along. So
Yeah, I think it's one of those he said, she said things.
yeah, I need to see receipts. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Yeah, me too. I
You know,
want to see how this one kind of comes out.
yeah, and I don't think the movie wasn't that bad, but
It wasn't, no. It
but
wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't bad.
yeah, I think as they said it was based off a book, so I would assume they would be following along with the book unless she
Mhm.
drastically changed stuff. But who knows? Because we got to see the original uh, shoots of the movie versus what she
Yep.
had reshot to see if it helped out. So then I think that's pretty much it.
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.